Will the Zoom host please start the webinar?
Good morning and welcome to the New York City Council hearing of the Committee on Landmarks, Public Sightings, and Dispositions. At this time, can everybody please silence your cell phones? If you wish to testify, please go to the back of the room to fill out a testimony slip with the Sergeant at Arms. At this time and going forward, no one is to approach the dais. I repeat, no one is to approach the dais. Chair, we are ready to begin.
Good morning. Welcome to a meeting of the Subcommittee on Landmarks, Public Sightings, and Dispositions. I'm Majority Leader Amanda Farias, and I am the acting chair of the subcommittee. I'm joined today by my colleagues, Council Members Brannan and Marte. Before we begin with today's agenda, I will remind everyone that this meeting is being held in a hybrid format. For members of the public who wish to testify remotely, we ask that you first register online, and you may do so now by visiting council.nyc.gov/landuse to sign up, and then sign on to the Zoom and remain signed in until you have testified. For anyone with us today in person and wishing to testify, if you have not done so already, please see one of our sergeants to fill out a speaker's card, and we will call your name at the appropriate time. For anyone wishing to submit written testimony on the items being heard today, we ask that you please send it via email to landusetestimony@council.nyc.gov, including the LU number and/or project name in the subject line of your email. Video and audio testimony will not be accepted. I remind members of the public that this is a government proceeding and that decorum shall be observed at all times. As such, members of the public shall remain silent until called to testify. The witness table is reserved for people who wish to testify. No video recording or photography is allowed from the witness table. Further, members of the public may not present audio or video recordings as testimony, but may submit transcripts of such recordings to the sergeant for inclusion in the hearing record. On today's agenda, we have hearings on the Beacon, LU 225, 226, 227, 228, an application by HPD for a project in Councilmember and Deputy Speaker Ayala's district in District 8. 581 Grant Avenue Development, a pre-considered land use item, an application by HPD for a project in Councilmember Nurse's district in Brooklyn, as well as a vote. I now open a public hearing for land use 225 through 228 for the Beacon, an application submitted by the New York City Department of Housing Preservation and Development, or HPD, for a UDAAP and disposition of real property, a zoning map amendment, and city map change for property located in East Harlem in Councilmember Ayala's district. Appearing today on this proposal is James Tishkov, Senior Manhattan Borough Planner at HPD, Brian Backscheider, Senior Development Project Manager at the Community Builders, Inc., Grayson Jordan, Partner, Paul Gastrucci Architects, PCA. Those wishing to testify remotely may register online by visiting the Council's website at council.nyc.gov/landuse. Council, would you please administer the affirmation? Can you folks join me? The folks that I called, please join us at the testimony table.
Panelists, would you please raise your right hand and state your names for the record?
James Chikov.
Grayson Jordan.
Brian Backscheider.
And do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this subcommittee and in answer to all council member questions?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, applicant panelists. For the viewing public, if you need accessible version of this presentation, please send an email request to landusetestimony@council.nyc.gov. And now the applicant team may begin.
Okay, good morning, subcommittee members, council members. Thank you for having us here today. My name is James Chikov, and I'm the senior planner in the HPD's Division of Planning and Pre-Development, joined by my director, Melissa Auten, and Deputy Director, Joy Reeser, available for Q&A today, as well as representatives from the development team who will introduce themselves during the presentation. So we're excited to be here for this milestone in ULURP to present the Beacon project designated by HPD's East Harlem RFP Site A. Next slide, please. So the proposed project will be located at 413 East 120th Street at the site of the East Harlem Multi-Service Center. The development site is adjacent to the NYCHA Wagner houses and affordable housing development Acacia Gardens between First Avenue and Pleasant Avenue in East Harlem's Community District 11. HPD is the applicant for this ULURP, which was certified on September 9th, 2024, and the development team working with us comprises Ascendant Neighborhood Development and the community builders. The proposed project includes one 21-story residential building with approximately 281 affordable housing units, plus one superintendent's unit to be developed under HPD's Extremely Low and Low Income Affordability Program, known as ELLA. The second building will be a rehabilitated and expanded multi-service center, which will be owned and managed by the development team. Next slide, please. And so to facilitate this project, HPD has proposed several land use actions, which are as follows. A change in the city map to demap 20 feet of the northern portion of East 120th Street from First Avenue to the eastern end of the development site. A UDAT designation of the disposition area, UDAP approval of the proposed project, and subsequent disposition of city-owned property on Lot 8, as well as the area proposed to be demapped. Additionally, HPD proposes to rezone the area highlighted in dotted red from the split R7 to R7X districts to an R8 district, and a zoning text amendment to map an MIH area. And so now I'll pass it off to Brian from the Community Builders to speak more detail about the project.
Great. We can go to the next slide. And thank you again, Council, for your time today. So as James mentioned, I'm Brian Backscheider, Senior Development Project Manager for the Community Builders. We are co-developers of the Beacon along with Ascendant Neighborhood Development. So as James mentioned, the Beacon will create a 21-story, 100% affordable residential building, including new indoor and outdoor amenity spaces. And also will rehabilitate and expand the existing East Harlem Multi-Service Center to better serve the East Harlem community with upgraded office space and program spaces. You can go to next slide. On the site plan here, you can see that there are two distinct buildings with separate entrances from East 120th Street. Both entrances have been elevated above the floodplain. The residential building is on the west side of the site, and the building then wraps behind the existing multi-service center building. The multi-service center will have a new entrance. It's actually the historic entrance to the school building, and then we'll have a secondary egress out to the east side of the site. This is also a good place to see the amenities, outdoor amenity spaces. There's an interior courtyard and a 17-story terrace that's for the residential tenants. And there's also a north yard that we have designed to not be enclosed so that it's not a barrier to the surrounding Wagner houses, and also creating a new pedestrian path called the Wagner Way that you can see on the east side of the site that connects into the public area of the Wagner campus. And they actually, on the Wagner campus, there's a space they call the green space that's a great public stage and event space that this is now connecting into. We can go to the next slide. So on the screen now you can see the proposed affordability mix. We have studios, 1s, 2s, and 3-bedroom units, ranging from 30% to 80% AMI. And we're really proud of the fact, working with from the community board and Deputy Speaker Ayala, we were able to, and our design team, we were able to maximize the amount of family-size units here, which is a request from the community. So 51 two-bedrooms and 51 two-bedrooms and 52 three-bedroom units. And I mentioned 15% of the units will be set aside for formerly homeless households. Okay, next slide. Then jumping over to the multi-service center building, the building will be rehabilitated to better serve the existing 7 tenants in the building that are all nonprofit community organizations, and will also create new spaces for new programming and expanded programming, as well as spaces that are available for short-term community use, including two new conference rooms and a new 6th floor space, which I'll talk about shortly. And to note, these spaces are being designed along with those 7 current tenants. They've been collaborating through the entire process. We are making sure that the new spaces are going to meet their needs, and also they have agreed that they are going to relocate offsite to facilitate the construction. We've worked really closely to understand their needs for the relocation space, and have identified multiple locations in East Harlem that are viable relocation spaces. So as we get closer to the construction start date, we would secure one of those spaces for their use during the construction. You can go to the next slide. And here's a view, some renderings of what's going on this new 6th floor. So we're adding an addition that will include a new basketball court that is going to be a multi-use space. It's also going to be able to be used for events, for larger events for community groups, as well as 2 new educational greenhouses. And both the basketball court and the greenhouses, the design came through a collaboration with PS 206 that's located further down East 120th Street. This is programming that they're not able to offer on site, but they've expressed interest in. And so they've been the lead in collaborating on the design and will be a primary user of the spaces, but these spaces are also going to be available to others in other community organizations to use for their programming as well. All right, we can go ahead to the next slide. And with that, I can hand it over to Grayson to talk about sustainability and resiliency.
Great. Again, Grayson Jordan, principal at Paul Castrucci Architects. Thanks again for having us here today. We're very pleased to present the sustainability and resiliency features of the Beacon, which is a deeply sustainable new construction adaptive reuse project. The project's sustainability includes significant energy and carbon footprint savings, but also extends beyond this definition to include resilient design with another focus on occupant health, wellness, and comfort. This is a NYSERDA Buildings of Excellence Award winner. The project has been recognized as an exemplary demonstration of passive house design and full building electrification, which is a critical aspect of the city's long-term commitment to a carbon-neutral future. Further to this point, the project team has created and made public available research, modeling, and analysis on insulation, efficient mechanical systems, renewable energy systems, and building controls that will allow us to affordably operate fully electric buildings throughout the city. To address resiliency, the project located all new floors and entries above the floodplain and provides floodproofing for the existing cellar space of the adaptive reuse building. Additionally, all utilities are located above grade and the level of design flood elevation. Other resilience features include passive survivability, emergency generators, and rooftop solar PV arrays. Finally, for the interiors of the project, careful selection of healthy materials, commitment to ample natural light and ventilation, and best practice fresh air ventilation create spaces that are healthy and comfortable to habitate. I think that's it. I'll open up to questions.
Thank you, folks, for the presentation. We've also been joined by council members Nurse and Feliz. And I have a couple of questions. The renderings of the new Wagner Way show a well-lit and attractive landscape. Has there been coordination with NYCHA to expand this level of beautification to the existing Wagner Houses corridors?
Yes, so we've been engaged with the Wagner campus, actually really in two different levels. One with the tenant association and gathering feedback for what how they use the spaces around the Beacon site and what they'd like to see kind of along our edge. And then also sort of from the more management level at the Wagner campus to make sure that we're coordinating any sort of construction activities that are happening on site. And so to that end, we've started those discussions and are continuing them to incorporate the feedback in the design. We also might use a portion of the site that's sort of underutilized for construction staging, and then as part of the restoration after construction, we would be doing improvements to that space.
Okay, and has the development team been working with current tenants of the community space to ensure that they do have priority in moving back into the building once it's constructed? And if so, what's the plan or these tenants during this time period?
Sure. Yeah. So we've worked very closely with all of the existing tenants in the building. The spaces, the design of the finished spaces has been done in concert with them, so that the designs are to meet their programming. They're not just vanilla boxes. They are designed for their use. And as I mentioned, during construction, they'll be relocated off site. We've worked very closely with them to understand what those needs are, both their the space needs, also their timing needs. When's a good time to move, when's not a good time to move, where their clients are coming from, so locating within the neighborhood, block to block, what's a good block in East Harlem to move to, what's not such a good block to move to for the clients. And so we've worked very closely to make sure that that's as smooth as it can be.
Okay, and can you please describe how the East Harlem rezoning planning process informed this project's specific process? And how does this project echo values and priorities put forward in the past planning efforts?
Yeah, absolutely. So the East Harlem Neighborhood Plan, I believe, was released in 2019 or 2018, and this RFP was released in the summer of 2019, when in the East Harlem Neighborhood Plan, we identified one of the community priorities to be developing affordable housing on public sites with also improved community amenities. And so the RFP for East Harlem was both this site, Site A, and Site B, which is the NYPD parking lot on Park Avenue. And both of those are coming with community improved amenities, as well as deeply affordable housing that is 100% affordable on city-owned sites.
Families in this district often are left frustrated with unit size and unit mix available in HPD-led projects and cite the lack of family-sized units as a main reason for displacement. I know you folks are saying you've worked with expanding those with the community boards and hearing from some of the tenants, but are there any specifics you'd like to highlight on how HPD has worked specifically in this project design around that?
Sure. I don't have the slide up in front of me, but I think the original RFP response was to meet the ELA term sheet, which I think requires 20%. Family sized units, and we were able to. I think we're at 27% of the family sized units. So that was something that took a lot of effort with the design team of pushing and pulling to make sure that it fit. But we were happy that we were able to achieve that.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
I'll just add in there, yeah, so the ELA term sheet is a 30% minimum for family-sized units, and even at the start, this project, I believe, had about just already over that threshold for family-sized units, but it's been a collaborative effort between the developer, HPD, the council member, the Deputy Speaker Ayala, and the community board, and throughout the process, we've been trying our best to incorporate those changes while balancing the project's financial feasibility.
Yeah, so just it was 37% that were, yeah. Yes, yeah, thanks.
Thank you for correcting. I was going to say there's a disparity of 10% there, but and what type of relationship is being envisioned between the site, its residents, and that of the existing Wagner houses?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, there's steps we've taken in the design to make sure that the design was inclusive of Wagner houses. The Wagner Way was part of that. Creating the north yard that isn't fenced in is another part of that to make sure that the spaces are physically accessible, but it's also visually that they're not barriers. And then we've taken that into, as I mentioned, our communication with the Wagner residents and leadership there to ensure that they know what's coming. And that they're aware of opportunities, both during construction and going forward. But also, there's already been discussions, but some of them are interested in using some of the programmable space in the multi-service center. And we expect that to continue to grow as a collaboration as we're able to bring the spaces online.
Thank you. And my last question is before I see if colleagues have any. Can you folks talk about the affordability levels and how AMIs have gone up faster than incomes in this neighborhood? And what, if any, changes to the affordability mix might be appropriate to make these units truly affordable to neighborhood households?
There we go. Hi,
One
Melissa
second.
Otten.
Sorry, before you
one second.
testify,
do I
could you just state your name for the record?
Melissa Otten.
And do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this subcommittee and an answer to all council member questions?
I do.
Thank you.
Hi, Melissa Otten, Director of Manhattan Planning. So if you could pull up the affordability slide, that might be a little helpful here. But yes, we understand the gentrification pressures here in this neighborhood. We hear it a lot. We have done a lot of work providing affordable housing in this neighborhood. I think it's the top producer of affordable housing. So we have a lot of projects that are going on here. We always aim to do the most affordable that we can. We do a lot of ELA projects in this neighborhood. Specifically with this one, we have been trying to maximize the number of very low and extremely low income units here. And actually, at the beginning of the process, we had less 30 and 50% of overall, and now we actually have added a couple, so we're at over 50%, 30% and 50% AMI units. And one of the big focuses actually here, and what we were hearing was that the number of family size units that fell within that should be maximized. So we've really tried to the development team understood this and really worked to maximize the number of family size units that fall within those categories. Also, by maximizing the number of family size units overall in the project, that means that there would be more family size units falling within the formerly homeless 15% set aside. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's some of the considerations we've taken here, especially with affordability and helping folks to stay in place within the neighborhood.
Yeah, I appreciate that response, and I think coupled with the work that you're doing with communicating to the community board and tenants and organizations and the deputy speaker, that kind of helps give us a better shape of why and what you folks are aiming for towards doing together. So thank you. I appreciate that response. I'd like to now recognize any of my colleagues to see if anyone has any questions or remarks. Seeing none, thank you. The applicant panel is now excused. Council, are there any members of the public who wish to testify on this item?
I don't believe any of the sheets I received were for this matter. I don't have anyone signed up.
Is there anyone in the public that's here with us that'd like to testify on the beacon? Okay, seeing none. Oh, actually. There being no other members of the public or no members of the public who wish to testify regarding LU 225 through 228 for the beacon, the public hearing is now closed and the items are laid over. We will now hold a vote to approve LU 207, the landmark designation of the Jacob Day residence in Councilmember Rivera's district in Manhattan. I'd like to recognize Council members Marte, Brannon, Nurse, and Feliz. Members of the subcommittee who have any questions or remarks about today's items, please let me know now. Okay, seeing none, Council, please call the roll.
Councilmember Brannon,
Sorry. Aye.
Councilmember Feliz,
Aye and all.
Councilmember
I vote aye.
Councilmember Marte,
I vote aye.
Councilmember Nurse. With a vote of 5 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, the items are adopted and referred to the full Land Use Committee.
Thank you, colleagues, for the votes. I will now open a public hearing for related pre-considered LU items for the 581 Grant Avenue submitted by HPD for a zoning map amendment, a zoning text amendment, and the designation of an urban development action area project, and disposition of city-owned property to facilitate the development of a new 7-story mixed-use building in the East New York neighborhood in Brooklyn, located in Councilmember Nurse's district. Appearing today on this panel is Thomas Campbell, Principal of Thoroughbird Companies, Annabelle Muner, Senior Borough Planner at HPD, Herb Regnier, Executive Director, Bangladeshi American Community Development and Youth Services. And as I called your name, thank you all for joining the testimony dais. Those wishing to testify remotely must register online by visiting Council's website at council.nyc.gov/landuse. Council, would you please administer the affirmation?
Panelists, would you please raise your hand and state your name for the record?
Good morning, Thomas Campbell.
Annabelle Meunier.
And make sure your mic is on.
Annabelle Meunier.
And do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this subcommittee and in answer to all council member questions?
Yes. Yes.
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Applicant panelists, please begin. For the viewing public, if you need accessible version of this presentation, please send an email request to landusetestimony@council.nyc.gov. And now the applicant team may begin.
Thank you. And good morning, Councilmember Nurse and members of the City Council Committee on Landmarks, Public Sightings and Dispositions. We are happy to present this proposal for 581 Grant Avenue development today. My name is Annabelle Meunier. I'm a senior planner with HPD's Office of Neighborhood Strategies. I'm joined by my colleagues, Zlata Kubznatsev, who's the director of the ELA program at HPD, and Justin Donlin of our intergovernmental office, who will help us answer questions today, as well as members of the development team, including Thomas Campbell of Thoroughbird Companies, the developer, Sandy Rosario of Thoroughbird, Herb Regnier, who is the executive director of the Bangladeshi American Community Development and Youth Services, or BACTIS, community partner, and Paul Dustin Munoz of Think Architects. And I'll be presenting along with Thomas and Herb this morning. Next slide, please. This is an application by the New York City Department of Housing Preservation and Development and certified into ULURP on August 19th, 2024. Although not part of the rezoning area, this site was identified as a potential affordable housing site through the East New York neighborhood planning process and was designated to the development team in 2019 through a competitive RFP process. Proposed are a series of land use actions to facilitate the development of a new 7-story building with approximately 173 affordable rental apartments, 1 additional unit for the superintendent, and approximately 8,775 square feet of ground floor community facility space. And the requested land use actions include 1, an urban development action area designation and project approval and disposition of city-owned land. 2, a zoning map amendment to rezone the site from an existing R5 district to an R6 district. And 3, a zoning text amendment to establish the rezoning area as a mandatory inclusionary housing, or MIH, area. Next slide, please. The development site, shown here in red, is located at the corner of Grant Avenue and Pitkin Avenue. The site is directly next to the Grant Avenue subway station, subway serviced by the A train, as well as the Q7 and Q8 bus lines. The site is currently used as a municipal parking lot with roughly 148 parking spaces. Across the street from the development site in blue is another DOT municipal parking lot that will be temporarily used by the development team for staging during construction. And separately, HPD, in partnership with various sister agencies, is leading a community engagement process just south of the development site, which is the Jewel Streets Neighborhood Plan, and it's an area-wide planning process that would connect infrastructure needs with long-term resilient neighborhood design, especially along Conduit Avenue, for street infrastructure and pedestrian safety. Next slide, please. HPD has been closely coordinating with MTA on the future accessibility improvements since the RFP process. MTA has indicated that it will require an approximately 430 square foot rectangular portion of the development site adjacent to block 4223 lot 6 for accessibility improvements, as well as an approximately 20-foot deep temporary non-exclusive construction easement and a 10-foot deep permanent non-exclusive easement for ongoing maintenance, as shown on this slide. This will be achieved by either subdividing the development site and indenturing the 430 square foot parcel to the master lease between the city and MTA, or by providing a transit easement volume pursuant to ZR 66-21. A chairperson certification may be required as a future follow-up action and is not part of this application. And additionally, 2,850 square feet of landscaping is proposed on MTA's adjacent property to complement the development site open space. So I'll now pass it, next slide please, to Thomas, who will present the project specifics. Yes.
Thank you, Annabelle. And thank you to the council for hearing us this morning. Really appreciate your time. Councilmember Nurse, thanks. Great to be here with you again. Really excited to get to this point. You noticed we were awarded in 2019. Took us a while to get here, so very excited to be here this monumental time. Great to be with our partners, HPD. As Annabelle mentioned, our partners, Bangladeshi American Youth and Development Services, our zoning attorneys, Ackerman, and of course our architect, Think Architects, who really put thoughtful design. You can tell our buildings, their buildings, and fortunately our buildings don't look like affordable housing. They serve and feel like they can serve anywhere in New York City. Very excited to deliver a specifically targeted project for this City Line community. Very excited about it and excited to tell you about it. 173 units, as Annabelle mentioned, of mixed use, mixed income housing. Within that mix, there's actually a pilot mix of a litter of 4-bedroom apartments. We're excited to be the first affordable housing project to ever offer 4-bedroom apartments. I know there was a comment earlier about family units. This is the first. We're excited about that, and it's a pilot, so hopefully it goes well and we could challenge ourselves to do more of it. Also, as Annabelle mentioned, 8,700 square feet of outward-facing community facility space, half of which will be tenanted by a Brooklyn Health and Wellness Centers, which is a federally qualified healthcare organization, FEQC. I always get that acronym wrong. My apologies. And then Bactus is going to tenant the other half of that space. In terms of open space, 37,000 square feet of outdoor space. Really excited about that. That's a large amount of space for this size of units. 8,100 square feet will be private on the ground floor for the tenants' use. 8,600 square feet will be for public use. We have a public breezeway that goes through our project to create a flow through underneath our project directly to the Grant Avenue train station. And so we're excited about that. In addition, there's an arcade at the corner of Grant Avenue and Pitkin for public use. This site was very important to the community in terms of a place of assembly and gathering. We're trying to give a piece of that back to the community. And then on the rooftops, really iconic 20,000 square foot of rooftop space. All of our projects have rooftop spaces for the people. That's what we believe in. But here we have an opportunity because of this large L-shaped lot to do a massive amount of rooftop space. Think's done a great job of design, and we're excited about that. Next slide, please. And then in terms of sustainable design, certain upgrade to the current asphalt condition. We are incorporating certain specific, we're following Enterprise Green Communities, EGC, and there are certain sustainable measures, including solar panels and a certain focus on stormwater retention, again, which is going to be a certain upgrade from the current asphalt condition. We're going to have much better way to deal with the rain and the weather conditions. This time, we're going to pass it on to our partners at Baptist to talk a bit about our social service mission.
Next slide, please. Good morning, committee members. Great to be with you this morning. I'm Herb Renier, Executive Director of BACDIS, and this development project is critical to our organization's ability to expand our services in the areas of workforce development, after-school care for local residents, and additional benefits entitlement. It'll be available to residents at large. Also partnering with us is the BMS, which Thomas just mentioned, and they'll be operating a federally qualified health center, which will ensure that health is available to community residents regardless as their ability to pay or not. And then I'll turn it back over to Annabelle.
Thank you, Herb and Thomas. Proposed, next slide, please. Sorry. The proposed project will be developed under HPD's Extremely Low and Low Income Affordability Program, or ELLA, with a mix of studio to 4-bedroom units. 56% of the units will be affordable to individuals and families earning up to 60% of AMI, or $83,880 for a family of 3. Additionally, 28% of the units will be family-sized, as Thomas mentioned, which includes 2, 3, and 4-bedroom apartments. I just want to also say that the community expressed the need for 4-bedroom units, and we wanted to be responsive, so we were very excited about that. And in addition, 30% of the units will be set aside for formerly homeless individuals, referred to by DHS. Next slide, please. To summarize, this project includes, again, 173 affordable rental units developed under ELLA, and as well as the ground floor community facility space operated by Baptist and BMS, and the outdoor space. And we just want to thank you again for this opportunity to present the project, and we can open it up to any questions you might have.
Thank you very much. I would like to recognize Councilmember Nurse with questions.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon. Yes. No, not yet. 8 more minutes. Good morning. Thank you all for your work on this project. I know the community is excited to see this come to fruition, and I think it's a great project. I had 2 questions. One, if you could put on the record the engagement with Community Board 5 and any adjustments that you made based on their recommendations or resolutions. And then 2, I know that this was a modular, originally when I got this original version of it, it was a modular construction, and now it's gone to conventional. Can you talk a little bit about why that change was made?
Okay. We'll have Justin.
As you come to the dais, please make sure to state your name.
Justin Nomlin, HPD.
And do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this subcommittee and in answer to all council member questions?
I do.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think the best way to answer that is to kind of go back to the beginning of what the purpose of the RFP was. So when the city put out the modular development RFP in 2018, the goal was utilizing what was at the time a very new construction method that could reduce costs and development timeline to bring things online faster in terms of affordable housing development. That was like the whole purpose. So of course, things change as development goes on in time. So as we were continuing to refine the project and the project financing, we came to learn that the conventional construction route in this case would actually allow us to reduce costs, and we weren't really benefiting from potential time savings by opting for modular in this case. So that's why we felt comfortable with pivoting to conventional construction, knowing that we can still deliver the project as we were presented through pre-UWRP and the UWRP process more quickly, as opposed to remaining with the modular development.
Yeah. Just for my curiosity, what is the difference? What's the difference in time, and what was the cost? Like, what makes it a significant threshold for you?
Mm-hmm. So I think specific costs we'd have to get back to you on, but that's certainly something that we could provide.
And timeline?
In terms of what it would have been,
yeah, you
modular,
mentioned cost and timing.
So let me follow up with that specifically.
Okay. Yeah, it would be helpful to know. I have another modular project on the other side in Bushwick that's going up really fast, and I as someone who's formerly worked in construction, I'm really a big fan of modular construction. So I was excited that this was happening, and if I'm curious to understand more how we can incorporate this type of method into HPD projects. So it's more from my curiosity. It's not an attack at all.
Yeah. And then just to be clear on that, and it certainly is an agency. It's not something we're opposed to exploring in the future. You know, it always really just comes down to feasibility and timing and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And any adjustments that were made from the feedback from the community board?
Hang on.
We made a commitment to 35% of local hiring, and at first, I just want to address. I share your sentiment regarding modular. We're very excited about that because it's an exciting delivery method, something that we would love to grow with. Just turns out that for this particular project, it's way more expensive than conventional. But we'll get back to with the specifics, as mentioned. The 35% local hiring goal is good because with modular, we were only able to offer that with the podium and below because the superstructure would be shipped in from somewhere else. Now we can spread that 35% requirement across the entire building, which is going to be massively more local hiring.
And what's the local hiring look like? Is it primarily construction? Is it post-construction? And, is it long-term or short-term?
Certainly the 35% is our construction jobs, real construction jobs, not just laborers, but actual skilled trades, the main construction jobs, and that's where a lot of the economics are generated. Okay. We haven't discussed post-construction, but we haven't been asked about that, but we have a solid commitment to providing building service, to surpassing that number in terms of building service workers post-construction.
And who's your primary partner for funneling or engaging local hire?
So we're working with the BID, local BID.
Which one?
Bill Wilkins and his team.
The LDC.
LDC.
Okay. Yeah.
LDC, which is not far away from our site. That's really we've met with several times, and we've done the site tour with them, and they're capable, and we're excited to work with them.
Okay. I think that's my only questions. I appreciate the 4-bedroom and an effort to put in more 3-bedroom. I would love to, this is a hill for me to die on, is not the 1-bedroom model. I know what the purposes that are serving for studio and 1-bedrooms, and that's important, but especially for this part of the district where we have multiple generations living in, I really appreciate the effort to push that, and I hope HPD continues to challenge itself to meet those goals for families living in New York City. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just have a question here. How well utilized is the existing municipal parking lot, and did you encounter any opposition to losing it?
To answer that question, we can get back to you on the utilization. I believe that it was determined by DOT to be underutilized, and we have not received opposition.
Okay, thank you. And then my last question, prior to the approval of City of Yes for housing opportunity, in an R6 district, you were restricted to an FAR of 2.43. R6 now allows you to build up to 3.9 FAR. Were there any discussions to adding additional floor area to this project to yield additional affordable units? And if so, why did you decide against revising this plan?
I'd like to ask Paul to come up to discuss.
I can probably give an answer to that, unless you want to. Sure. Yeah, go, please. Yeah.
Just, you'll have to administer the oath really quickly, so raise your right hand and state your
Son?
name.
All right. Paulo Dustin Munoz?
And do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this subcommittee and in answer to all council member questions?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Almost good afternoon, everyone. We're excited to be here. Thank you for having us. Short answer on this is we're studying this right now. Obviously, City of Yes, a lot of that rollout is new, and so we're looking into it and trying to see what's feasible.
Okay, thank you for that response. Obviously, in hopes that you continue to communicate with the council member and with the HPD and so on and so forth to figure that out with everyone that's within the plan. Then my final question, I understand that you have been in conversations with the MTA given the proximity to the Grand Avenue subway station. Has this created any challenges for the project? Are you able to provide any details in any of your conversations with the MTA?
I'll just say, I think HPD has been coordinating with the MTA for a while. I don't believe we've been encountered any particular issues. We've been responsive to their requests for the space that they'll need for the accessibility improvements.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Just one quick round if Councilmember Nurse has any additional questions. Okay, thank you so much. The applicant panel is now excused. Council, are there any members of the public who wish to testify on this item?
I don't have any.
Is there anyone here in the gallery? Okay, seeing none. Nope, go down here. Okay, there being no members of the public who wish to testify regarding the 3 pre-considered LU items for 581 Grant Avenue, the public hearing is now closed and the items are laid over. And that concludes today's business. I would like to thank any members of the public, my colleagues, subcommittee council, land use staff, and the sergeants at arms for your participation today. This meeting is hereby adjourned.